Come on, mate. One more, eh? That's it, good boy. Then we're going to have to tidy up. And then we're going to have to think about calling Deborah and coming up with a reason why we're not going to be in work this morning. Eh? Go on.
I've come for your tray.
Donna, can you help me, please?
Sam, we can't talk about this here.
I've been in here all night. Daz has got Samson. I need to get out.
Look, I know you're not the type of person to get involved with drugs, but they don't. So you need to tell them who got you into this.
I can't grass, can I? Like my dad always...
You're not grassing, you're just taking care of your kid. Never mind what other people think. All we need to know is who your supplier was. Whoever you're protecting, they can't mean more to you than Samson.
No, it were Eli.
I can understand why Greg wants Jake to come. Since he's finished school, he's just drifted. But he needs to learn a trade.
You get on with him, though?
Oh, yeah. It's just... Well, what's a 17-year-old in a caravan in the middle of January expected to do with himself?
He'll be helping his dad out, won't he?
If you can't fix this, he'll have to.
Let's give it a go. There you go.
Oh, thanks, Jack. But we're going to have to spend the day freezing to death.
That's okay.
I'll get the kettle on, shall I?
No, I probably should get back. If you could just tell Greg that the contract's on its way.
Oh. Never ends, does it?
I tell you what, why don't I deal with him while you get the kettle on?
You don't fancy moving in, do you?
It's just, I could have really done with the experience.
Don't worry, I can't imagine these being the last police raids in history. You?
Ross, we're off. Right, just a sec. I presume they've not put you in on this?
Me? No. Conflict of interests.
So we're here. Little birdie tells me it was down to you. We got Eli's name.
Yeah.
I expect someone's pointed out you're not supposed to interview suspects in this house.
Oh, yeah, Sarge read the Riot Act.
Oh, fair play to you. Information's information, isn't it?
Well, I wouldn't normally do it. But I know Sam is...
Family, I guessed.
Not really.
Oh, right, not really. Is that the same not really with Eli, then?
Eli just happens to be my brother-in-law, that's all.
Oh, good. So when we go to pick him up, we won't find him gone because he's conveniently been warned off, will we?
Shane, she's just done us a favour.
Only saying.
What's his problem?
I'll have a word.
Oh, that's great news. Can really get on with the place now. Your working life starts here.
Oh, whoop-de-doo.
Always like being the bearer of good tidings. Do you want another cuppa?
No, I better get back.
Oh, well, thanks for your help, Jack.
That's okay.
I owe you a pint.
Oh, couldn't let him freeze, could I?
Oh, you're too soft. I've told her to put an extra jumper on.
See you later.
There you go. Have a look at that and make a few decisions.
What's the hurry? We're still to actually complete on the place.
I'm just asking you to choose a kitchen, is all.
Oh, no, I know. Well, it's always struck me as an unsympathetic man as Duke. He's no idea what a dedicated parent Sam is. And anyway, thou shouldn't have been driving, should you? Shouldn't. Help.
No, I don't believe he does. Because you not coming in and your housemate going AWOL with my cab is too much of a coincidence, that's why.
Debbie Dingle.
Gotta go.
I have a warrant to search these premises.
What, again?
Read that, please. Getting to be a habit, isn't it? Off you go, lads.
Do you want a picture, ladies?
No, we'll get out of your way.
Yeah, but...
Come on. Oh. Have we been twinned with Manchester or something? Oh.
Take him around upstairs, will you?
Careful!
You might be better off taking the kid outside while we do this.
No thanks. I'll leave you lot to plant something.
Well, you reckon we'll need to?
You're not going to find anything.
You know what we're looking for, do you?
What's going on?
And you are, sir?
I'm his landlord. You got something you want to share, Darren?
Well, you know our form. When have us lot ever had out to do with drugs?
Come off it, you're Eli.
He's only been back here a few days.
Enemy wouldn't. I warned him if he put a foot wrong.
I'm glad you're so trusting, Zach.
Well, what are you saying? You've nicked our Eli.
It's Sam. We picked him up yesterday in possession of cannabis.
How long's Sam been working here?
He hasn't. He's driven the cab a few times for a couple of quid, that's all.
And Eli? Does he get to use the cab? Look, love, I've told you. I can just as easily ask these questions at the station. Hey! Eli Dingle, I'm arresting you on suspicion of the possession and distribution of a controlled substance. You do not have to say anything, but it may harm your defence if you do not mention when questioned something which you may later rely on in court. Anything you do say may be given in evidence.
I'll give you a ring if you're out.
Oh, thank you, love. I'd stay and help, but you should see the state of our place.
It's all right. I'll manage.
Oh, can I help you?
Dear. Oh, I wondered if there was anything we could do to help. Is Sam all right? Only we saw the police car.
Oh, I wondered how long it'd take.
No, Lisa, you got the wrong end of the stick.
I tell you what, I'll make it official and then you can spread the word. Sam has not been involved in any drug dealing, no matter what they say. That stuff was planted on him, and we intend to prove it. Now, if you'll excuse me.
Come on.
I'm sorry, Mr. Dingle. Your son's still being interviewed.
2 minutes will do.
I'm afraid it's not possible.
Why? Has he got bruises? Fell down the cell steps?
That's a serious accusation, sir. Would you like to make it official?
Don't you threaten me, pal. Us lot have been getting our collars felt since before you joined up. We all know the score.
Zach,
What's happened with Sam?
me give us a sec. He's had the duty solicitor in with him. He's gonna be okay.
Right, how long are they planning to keep him in?
I can't tell you any more, Zach. I've already stuck my neck out far enough as it is.
I just won't believe it. Oh, yes, he's been in bother before, but he's got more sense than to get involved with drugs.
Yeah, I'm sure you're right.
Apart from anything else, he's got Samson to think about. That poor little boy was knocked down only a few days ago.
Yes, I know. Edna, the thing is that...
What? What?
Well, there is a chance, just a chance, that I have something to do with all of this.
What else are you talking about?
Well, you know how bad my arthritis has been.
What's that got to do with the price of fish?
Sometimes it has been so bad that I haven't been able to sleep. It's hurt so much.
But it seems a lot better lately. Why?
I've been growing cannabis. Well, up at home farm. And that's probably what Sam was caught with.
You deny that you've driven the cab?
Of course I don't. Look,
It don't mean out you phoning there's mine, does it?
Who says we found anything?
Oh, I see. So we're playing got you know, are we? Look, you've brought me in for possession, and now you're questioning me about a cab. What conclusions do you want me to draw, mate?
So, you deny having anything to do with it?
I can see why you made CID.
Only we got Sam in the cells. He says it belongs to you.
Well, Sam can say what he likes. I didn't have out to do with no dope, mate.
I never said dope.
So we're playing got you again.
I think you already know we found a quantity of cannabis. You know, because it belongs to you.
Prove it.
I can't believe it.
Edna.
My own sister.
Well, it's not as though I was sitting in a field with a bunch of hippies and a bong.
It is still illegal.
Oh, don't tell me. Trouble I had with the police in Australia.
You mean you've been in trouble over this before?
Well, no. Well, not really. They let me off with a warning.
So what made you think that you could get away with it here?
It is the only thing that helps the pain. I thought it was worth the risk.
I can't believe I'm hearing this.
But it was only for personal use. I wasn't harming anyone.
Tell that to Sam Dingle.
It was only a few plants. And then Eli found out. And he started blackmailing me. He said if I didn't help him expand his operation, he'd tell the police I was growing it. And then suddenly, I'm in the drugs trade. Me.
Well, maybe you should have thought twice before polluting yourself with that stuff.
It is no worse than you having a sherry or something.
It is every bit worse.
You didn't seem to think so at the time.
What?
The dance.
You mean I was...
Stoned, Edna. That's right.
Big job's gonna be the brickwork.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, especially with a place like this. We have to make sure it's all in keeping. Place is listed, so I have to run everything past the local heritage committee.
Oh, I found it.
Oh? Blimey. Is that Jack?
A good few years ago, but yeah. I was thinking of taking it up to him later.
Oh, might be a good idea. Get yourself out and about. Right, I'm gonna get another cuppa. Anybody want one?
Yes, please.
No, thanks.
So, planning on putting in some graft for your dad?
Actually, I was just planning on being the waster I've always been. Only now, I'll have a pay slip.
Not as though I gave you heroin or something.
Well, I failed to see the difference.
Oh, I think you would if you tried both.
Don't be flippant.
Listen, you were a bag of nerves before that competition. A little pot of tea and you were laughing and enjoying yourself, so where's the harm?
In the fact that I didn't know. You chose to poison, yes, poison me with an illegal drug. And you had absolutely no regard for how I might have felt.
Well, I knew how you would have felt about it. You would have said no.
It was my right to say no. You're my sister and you knew, and yet you still went ahead. Now, I don't know what you call that, Lily Butterfield. But I call it an abuse of trust.
Should get comfy if I were you. Might be a while.
No, so I'm gonna sweat it out in a cell now, am I? Honestly, how am I gonna cope with all your police mind games? I'm sure to crack.
Keep an eye out.
What the hell do you think you're doing?
Okay. Now, we both know I shouldn't do this. But guess what? I'm not bothered anymore.
Get off me.
Shane! It's all right. I'm just subduing an unruly prisoner.
Get off me, man.
Now, I want a name. And you are going to give it to me. Because I might try searching your gaff again. And this time, I really might find something. Are you with me?
You're bluffing.
Try me.
Right.
Well, I mean it. I want the name of your supplier. Now!
All right. It's Lily Butterfield. So you want to be talking to. I'm not saying nothing else.
Ah, I see. Staring into the middle distance with just the right amount of hurt in our eyes, are we? Brings back distant memories.
You've no idea what this has done to me, have you? I let myself trust you. Let myself be sucked in by all that flannel about how we were going to be proper sisters again.
But we were. We are.
How can we? I can't believe a word you say. I was stupid to think that I could.
Edna, I'm sorry. I admit, I've let you down this time.
It'll be more than this time, won't it? It always is. To think I gave myself the false hope that you could sort things out between Peter and me.
It's not false. Nothing's changed there.
Why on earth should I believe that? I thought I knew you. Or at least had come to know you. You're just a stranger to me.
Oh, now you're being melodramatic.
Am I? You say you're sorry, but it's just words, isn't it? You don't care what you've done to me, any more than you care about what you've done to poor Sam.
What happened to Sam wasn't my fault. I'm as much of a victim as he is.
Oh, really? That sounds like someone absolving herself. Someone who ought to be taking some sort of responsibility.
Responsibility? Edna, do you realise that if anyone finds out that I am involved in this, I could go to prison? Yes, really, to prison. Look at me. How the hell do you think I could cope inside?
You spoken to Blackman?
He's on a call. He'll see us in a minute.
Fancy a brew while we're waiting?
No, I don't fancy a brew.
What's your problem?
There's a few. The main one being I'm apparently working with a headbanger.
So I was taking a mick. I just taught him a lesson in not being so cocky, that's all.
Yeah? Well, here's a lesson for you. I object being laid open to a brutality accusation. Same goes for a fit-up. I'm not gonna let it happen again. Do I make myself clear?
How's it going?
Cousin Eli coughed. This one without you having a little word.
He's not my cousin.
Yeah, well, either way, we got a name. And for once, it isn't Dingle, which makes a pleasant change.
Yeah, all right.
Anyone I know?
Lady by the name of Lily Butterfield.
Edna's sister.
Yeah, it's a long shot, I know, but...
What's so flaming funny?
Sorry, it's unlikely, that's all.
Well, let's see what the DI says. And if you're right, we'll know that one of your lot's been mucking us about again, won't we?
Understand you want a word, lads?
Come on.
I'm going up to Home Farm to get rid of those plants.
Thought you said it was too risky.
Well, if they're gone, it'll help Sam as well as me.
How noble.
I don't know why you're so concerned about him. Isn't he the one who ran you down and left you for dead?
I believe in forgiveness.
Oh, of course. For strangers, obviously. But when it comes to our own flesh and blood, we have to try a little bit harder, don't we? Funny, you know. I can remember a time when I was told to do something that turned out to be very, very wrong. But I did it, even though it hurt me deeply. And not just me, actually. And I managed to forgive her after all.
Yes, can I help you?
I'd like to speak to Miss Lily Butterfield.
Yes, well, she's inside. Is there a problem?
Lily Butterfield?
Yes?
We've a warrant to search these premises. Off you go, lads. Make sure you do upstairs, thorough search.
You have got a flaming nerve walking in here.
I live here. I just wanted to see if there's any news.
Yeah. Wondered if your boyfriend was out yet. Well, he's not. And neither is our Sam, thanks to you.
Grandad?
No, I don't want any excuses. Do you think I wanted our Belle's school fees funded with dope money? Is that what you think?
I had nothing to do with this. I'm not involved.
No?
Listen, he has put my livelihood on the line, which means he's put my home on the line, and he's put Sam in jail. When I see him, I'm going to murder him.
Yeah, well, you'll have to join the queue. Sorry.
Yeah, you should be.
Well...
But no, it doesn't matter. He does it to us all.
Be careful with that.
Be a whole lot easier if you just tell us where it is.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Gov, dogs picked the scent up from that.
Well? Lily Butterfield, I'm arresting you on suspicion of unlawful possession of a controlled substance. You do not have to say anything, but it may harm your defence if you do not mention when questioned something you later rely on in court. Anything you do say may be given in evidence.
All right.
I had the police were over at yours this morning. What's going on?
Picked up Sam. Said he was hiding something in the house.
Like what?
Do you mind? I don't want to talk about it.
Come on. I mean, they've even been searching Edna's house. Be all over the village before long.
Yeah, if you have anything to do with it.
What were they after?
Banned substances.
Weed?
Yeah.
And did they find any?
No. And there won't anywhere else they've turned over, if you ask me. I mean, come on. Sam Dingle, Edna Birch. Don't know what they're playing at.
Come on, Tootsie. You and I are going to go for a walk.
So, you know Eli Dingle.
I've come across him.
And it goes without saying that you know his cousin, Sam.
Yes.
Would it surprise you to learn that we found Sam in possession of 1.5 ounces of cannabis?
I can't possibly comment on that.
You realise it was Eli who gave us your name? Why would he do that, do you think?
PC Kirk, if you have something you wish to put to my client, could you do so directly?
All right. Mrs. Butterfield, are you aware that Sam and Eli Dingle were involved in the supply and possession of illegal drugs?
No. No, I wasn't.
Excuse me.
For the purpose of the tape, D.I. Blackmore is leaving the room.
This is all a huge misunderstanding.
D.I. Blackmore returning. OK, Lily. I've some news. After I've told you, I'm going to repeat some of the questions I've already asked you. Now, I want you to really think about your answers. OK?
OK.
Your teapot. I can now confirm that the contents included a significant amount of cannabis. So, do you know where Sam and Eli were getting their supply from?
I've got some plants.
Zach! Zach!
What's up?
I need to talk to you about the police coming.
If you think I've got time keeping you lot up to date with gossip...
For heaven's sake, we need to get up to Home Farm before the police do. Otherwise, Lily and Sam will be in terrible trouble.
You better explain on the way.
Right then. Sam, do you know a lady called Lily Butterfield?
What?
It's a straightforward enough question.
Well, yeah, I know her.
So can you tell me in what way she's involved in your operation?
What do you mean?
How has she been helping you to supply your customers with cannabis?
What are you on about? She's just a lady who lives across the road. This is stupid. I want to go and see my son.
I remember when this was taken. We had a holiday in Devon. Fantastic. Even though it rained non-stop. Of course, that was shortly before Sarah... Well... Hey, look at this.
Oh, Victoria.
She's sleeping there, but... God, she got a fine pair of lungs on her, just like your Arthur's got.
Did she?
Thing is, you have to make the most of it, even when they're screaming blue murder, because they sure grow up quick enough.
Yeah, I know.
Mel?
I'm sorry.
What's the matter?
It's nothing.
What's wrong?
It's nothing, really. Just life.
In a caravan, with a small baby, in the middle of winter.
Pretty much. I don't think Greg understands how hard it is sometimes. And I understand why he wants to have Jake there, but I just wish sometimes he... I don't know.
It's only temporary. You'll be moved in a few months' time and you'll wonder what all the fuss was about. And if you need a break, well, you're always welcome here.
You're a very nice man, Jack.
I do my best.
Sorry, I'm not interrupting, am I?
No, Mel just popped over for a cuppa.
Hi.
Hello.
Just a chance to prove myself. I won't get in the way.
It's not up to me, is it?
Yeah, but if you speak to the DI, I'll listen to you.
Well, you've changed your tune suddenly, haven't you? Not so long ago, picking up the old dear made me comedian of the century.
I was wrong, okay? You caught her with the stuff and I was wrong. I'm sorry. Look, Shane, I'm not going to learn anything if I'm stuck in the office all the time.
Tough.
It's not even my family's place you'll be searching. There's no conflict of interest.
Are you hard of hearing or something? You are not going.
Actually, Donna, give us a minute.
Fine.
What are you gonna do? Use your charm on me?
Give her a break. Speak to the DI.
Well, why should I?
Because Donna's all right.
Well, says the ladies' man.
Because you owe me for before. You understand?
She better not get in my way.
Oh, quick, quick, quick. Oh, good. No, oh, that's it. Go on.
Flaming Nord. Hey, look at all that. Come on, Edna. Make use of yourself.
Go on, there, be a good girl.
No, it's all these.
It all makes sense to me now. Last time I was here, she was desperately trying to get rid of me. Oh, can't believe I've been such a fool.
Families, eh? Half the time they make you laugh, and the other half, well...
What are you going to do with all this lot?
I don't know. Burn it, I suppose. Only we'll have to make the bonfire a long way off. Otherwise, the smoke will blow downhill and half the villagers will be giggling like idiots. Viv will have them queuing up for pop and crisp and nuts. Yeah, I know, yeah. Yeah, come on, we've got to get on with it because we don't know how much time we've got.
And still you maintain you had no idea the cannabis was being sold from the cab?
You know what, mate? I keep telling you, don't I?
It's not what your friend Lily says.
I hardly know the woman.
You gave us a name. And when we went to her place, guess what we found?
No idea.
Oh, I think you have. A whole teapot full of the stuff. And it turns out old ladies don't react well to being formally questioned. You see, Lily's not a big, strong, tough guy like you.
Oh, Mr. Blackmore. You know, if you're asking me out, I'm going to at least want flowers first.
Oh, yeah. Laugh it up. You see, Lily told us about the polytunnel and how she got dragged into this. So, we'll probably charge Sam with possession. And he'll probably get a fine. And we'll probably give her a caution. But you, Eli, you will throw the book at. You see, it's not your first offence of this kind. We can all have a laugh then, can't we?
Oh, it looks a bit bare, doesn't it? Still, that's all there was. What else can we do?
Well, nothing except get the hell out of here. Come on, Edna, we've got to go.
I just want to make things look a little bit more realistic.
Flaming it, come on! Edna, leave that!
Oh, Tootsie!
What is it now?
Oh, you just get going. Go on, I'll manage. Go, just go! Tootsie. Tootsie. Oh, Tootsie. Oh, come on. Come on, there's a good girl.
Stay where you are, please.
Can I help you at all?
Is that it now? Is there any more of my property you're planning to raid any time soon?
As far as we know, sir. Unless you've something you'd like to tell us.
Oh, very funny. Donna?
Emma, what are you doing here?
Making sure my sister's winter pots are all right.
You know why we've come, don't you?
I really couldn't tell you.
Lily's told us what she's been growing here.
Oh, geraniums and such like, but I just wanted to make sure they were watered, seeing as Lily is indisposed.
Have you any idea how serious this is?
Well, if I don't, I'm sure you will tell me. But you'll do so without that tone of voice, young lady. I've known you since you were a child.
Handler says the trail ends at the lane and there's nothing in here, Gov.
I've just had an interesting phone call. Seems that polytunnel had nothing in it but a few ordinary garden plants, which your sister took upon herself to water. Kind of her, wasn't it?
Yes, it was. Very kind. Can I go now?
How are you getting home?
I'm walking, thank you. I'm not quite decrepit yet.
No gloves?
Pardon?
Well, people usually wear gardening gloves. You know, when they come up to a place like this specifically to do the plans.
Yes. Well, I left mine at home.
Pity.
Yes, it's a mucky business gardening. Now, may I?
I'll see you off the premises, if you don't mind.
If you want.
Mr. King, I need you to sign this search form.
Oh, as long as it's the last one, some of us have got work to do. Seems like they've had a bit of a wasted journey.
Do you think? Wonder why that was. Dingle.
Oi!
Hey, I'd leave it if I was you.
So, what's going to happen? Am I going inside? I tried to help you, didn't I?
All right, calm down.
I can't do time again. I've got a kid.
It's unlikely you'll have to. Probably end up just paying a fine, that's all.
Oh, right.
Better get out of here then, hadn't you? Sergeant Ashley will give you your property back. Sam, I know we're on different sides, but look, your Kane was a pain in the backside, but he wasn't daft. Eli just thinks he isn't. You don't want to be dragged down with him.
Can I have a word?
What now?
First, I'm sorry about earlier. You were right about Lily and I was wrong. I guess I should learn not to go by appearances.
Okay. So?
Look, I know what you think about the Dingles, but I didn't choose to be related to them. I'm dead serious about this job, and if we're going to work together, you need to realise that the job will always come first.
When I turned up, the bloke who showed me the ropes was what we call old-fashioned now. But out there, he was respected. 30 years on the force, and he never made it above constable. I took my sergeant's exam 5 years ago. But whenever a post came up, it was always the same. Sorry, PC Doyle, we don't think you're ready yet. I've stopped getting my hopes on it. Been turned down too many times.
I still don't see what this has got to do with me.
It's not enough to be a good copper anymore. I've seen bright sparks like you coming through here, the women and, shall we say, the ethnic. I've nothing against either. But I resent people who can jump the promotion queue. Especially when they come from a tribe of roughnecks I've spent most of my working life nicking.
Shane, that's my family, it's not me!
Oh, what's it, shall we?
Hey, Hope. This sergeant said you'd ordered a cab you fancy sharing, eh? Oh, come on, Lil. What were it then? Fine. You were a caution, wasn't it? It's a risk you're running this line, I'm afraid, love.
I am not in your line, Eli.
Actually, I think you'll find you are. Or at least you were. Of course, I'd imagine you want out now, don't you? You're gonna need a new... All right. You're gonna need a new supplier, aren't you? And I might be able to help you out, but I've got to find a new supplier myself first.
If you think I would associate myself with a loathsome little creep like you can think again. I'd rather put up with the pain.
Maybe you had a bad day.
Sam, I'm so sorry.
Oi, Sam, me and you need to have words. Sam, leave me alone. Oi, you getting narky with me for, eh? By all accounts, I should be getting mad with you, mate. Who given my name? I have been in them cells all day and all night. I ain't got a clue how my kid is. I'm probably going to get chucked out of my house when Carl King finds out what's happened. And if it weren't for you, none of this would have happened in first place. Are you seriously blaming me? Yeah, I'm blaming what I am. Now leave me alone. Oh, Sam, where you going? Anywhere that you're not. Right. Hey, hope any chance of a lift, lad? Go on, get out of it.
Won't be long.
I can wait. Mel seems nice.
Yeah, she is.
She seems to like you. What?
You know,
It's just, you seem pretty cosy.
she was upset and I was looking after her, that's all. She's a married woman.
Okay.
Good.
And you're a very nice man, Jack.
Right, love, honestly, you're not going to believe the trouble I've had getting back.
Where's Sam?
Well, he's probably trying to scrounge a lift, isn't he, like me? I've told him ring you, but he weren't listening.
You think this is funny? You think this is something that you can laugh off?
Well, actually, I've been in a cell all day. Don't have too many light moments, does it? But you try and keep a sense of humour, don't you?
Have you got no idea what you've done? You told me I wouldn't be involved, but surprise, surprise, you nearly cost me my living. And you managed to drag Sam into it.
Spare me the lecture, will you? I could do without.
Are you going to be happy if he goes to prison?
Yeah, but he won't, will he? They've let him go for crying out loud.
And that makes it all right, does it? You think jeopardising Sam's life, let alone my business, dumping us all in it, that's all right as long as you make a few measly quid?
Depends what you mean by few and measly, doesn't it?
That's it. That is it. You and me are over. I want nothing more to do with you.
Oh, no, come off it, Deb.
I'm going out. And if he's slow when I get back, I'm leaving.
Oh, please, Debbie. Deb.
No, you don't, Sonny Jim.
What, if you think I'm going to stick about here for another lecture, you've another thing coming, and while we're on it, you're going to let her talk to you like that?
At least she cares about this family. Now get here and tell me everything that happened.
Aren't you going to ask how I am? They look all right to me. They gave me a caution. Well, that's lucky then, isn't it? It could have been a lot worse if the place hadn't been cleared. You've got Zach to thank for that, not me. Right. And who recruited Zach? Yes, well, I wasn't going to see you in jail. Bless you, Edna. Bless you for giving this silly old fool.
Look, I don't know how Ross found the stuff in the cab. You're going to have to ask Sam for details.
Never mind asking Sam. What the hell were you playing at, getting Sam involved in the first place?
Asking Sam what?
What have you got to share for your son?
Not much. Just come to pick up Samson. Dad said he were here. Thanks for looking after him later. Hello, mate. How are you? You miss me?
Look, you can't just come in like we've just been babysitting or something. What's going on?
Aunt Eli told you.
Look, what you've got to understand is they've turned this place over, and your place, and the garage.
I just want to get Samson home.
Yeah, I'm sorry, love, but we need to talk. We need to find out how you got into this mess.
Do you know what? I can't help but notice that you're treating him like he's made of china or something.
What are you talking about?
Well, he's not being screamed at, is he? He's not being thrown halfway across the room.
Well, there's a very good reason for that. He doesn't know any better. He would never have been dragged into this if it weren't for you.
I would just try to make some brass for the pot. I weren't the one stupid enough to let a copper in me cab.
You still don't get it, do you? You shouldn't have got Sam involved!
I didn't force him, Zach. He's been skint for ages, and I helped him out. And I tell you something else, right? I would have been banged up today if Sam hadn't given my name. Very dingle, that, innit? You know he's making his own decisions. Are you, Sam? Look, he's going to make another one, and he did it without you two holding his hand.
Get your stuff and get out.
Do we have to go through this again?
Oh, we won't be going through this again, sunshine, believe me. Because you're not coming back. Not this time. Now get out! Right. Get your stuff!
Oh, what a day. Thank you. Well, at least it's over now. I'll drink to that. You have to admit, Eddie, we do make a great team, don't we? How often have I told you I hate being called that? I'm sorry, I wasn't thinking. No, you never are. You never do. Look what's happened. All right, I promise that I will never allow the stuff on this premises again. And you think that's enough? Goodness only knows if it were just about the law, I wouldn't have done what I did today. The point is, I can't ever trust you again. You can. Of course you can. Oh, for goodness sake, Edna, we've come so far in the last few months. We've made up for half a lifetime apart. And now you've thrown it back in my face. What I did because I had no choice, don't you see that? Well, for some of us, for me, there comes a time where a line has to be drawn. Where I have to say, I don't care what happens to me, or what I want from life. What is right is right. Edna, please don't use Peter to punish me. I don't mean Peter. Well, yes, I do, but only partly. And yes, you were right. I was wrong to keep him from you all those years. And yes, you forgave me. Good then. So it makes what I'm going to say even harder. You see, I've had to make choices too, and I did. And no matter what pain it caused, I made those choices, and I live with them. And the thing is, I don't blame you. I mean, we obviously come from a different set of values. And I'm afraid if that is the case, then one of us is going to have to move on. Edna, you can't
mean it. I want you to leave. As soon as you're able, I want you to go away. And you can live your life in your own way, and I can do the same.
Coming up.
Hello, welcome to Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, the show where anybody with a dream can come along and try to win the cash to turn that dream into a reality.
Join Chris Tarrant on ITV1. And over on ITV4, join Alistair Stewart with Police Camera Action.